Oh hi, I didn't see you there. I'm your host Khalil Guzman, and we're investigating serial. Oh hey, you're back. In investigating serial, we're going to cover the story recap and the poster, the evidence board, the panel criminologist. I don't think they're going to know anything, but we're going to move on to the court scene, the news clip of the murder, the investigation with Adnan, and where he is today.
Hi, I'm Ariel.
I'm Christian.
And we're the criminologists, and today we're going to be talking about some evidence that was found in the Adnan case against Hayman Lee. So here we have the evidence, and we have two evidence boards. This is just like a one for us to hold up, and then this, put it down. This is just like, boom, evidence. Hard facts. So over here we have Adnan's call log, which shows all of the times that he called anybody or anybody called him and who was called. So from 12:01 a.m. he got a 2-second call, which means that he called Hey, which means that she didn't answer the phone, so she probably didn't want to talk to him. So that probably means they were having some kind of issues, if you know what I mean. And then at 12:35, he has a 1 minute and 24 call to Hey, and she answered it. But we don't know what they have talked about yet because we have not found that evidence, right, Christian?
Yes.
And then he called Jay at 10:45 a.m., which means he was already in school. So we don't really know why he called Jay. We just know that he called him. Yeah. And then it's just like some more irrelevant calls all the way up until here, 2:36, which is around the time that he was supposed to supposedly kill Hay. So that is the call that they said was from the telephone thingy at Best Buy.
Which doesn't exist.
Yeah, they have no record of it being there ever. So that was 5 seconds, and that was an incoming call, which was supposed to be from Adnan to Jay because he gave Jay his phone. And then all of these other calls are really just irrelevant. So we're not going to talk about those because they're just going to waste time. And then here we have a letter from Asia written to Adnan. So she's basically like, why didn't you tell anybody that you saw me at the library? And yeah, you know, us professional people, we try not to, focus on the irrelevant stuff. We just like the hardcore facts.
Mm-hmm.
So Christian, what would you like to say?
Well, right here, I don't know if this was even used in the court.
I don't think it was used in the court.
No, because it was dropped. And this is basically the only help that Adnan had. So besides this, there's no help at all.
And then that's where they found Hay. And that's how long, this is the distance from Adnan's school to Hay. So that probably would have taken a while, and when they did the little following his footsteps, it didn't add up. So we're just gonna leave this alone, okay? We're gonna leave it alone.
Talking about his footsteps, we got them right here.
We have all of the stops, all of the cell phone towers that they went to, and they traced the numbers, and that's where they found if the areas were correct, which half of them weren't.
And right here we got Jay's interview, as he says different things in every interview. He's mad about going to a mall.
So right now, Jay's, you're fishing, my guy. You sound kind of,
your story don't add up.
It's not adding up. 2 + 2 is making 5, okay? And so, we gonna move this over. Okay, so we're gonna show you this. This is a picture of Adnan. Don't he just look so sweet? And then
Innocent.
it's the quiet ones. Then hey, here she goes. She's just so beautiful, just beautiful. In another picture, this is Adnan now. So he's been in there for a good little minute. He done got swole. Here it's kind of crinkled. We got a picture of Jay. He looking all old now, but
he looks guilty.
He looked kind of guilty. He looked like he got something to lie about. But we're not gonna speak on that. And this is the crime scene. Here's another picture of it, and that's the body of Hay, but they have it covered up so you can't really see anything because we don't want none of the gruesome details. Yeah, this is where the whole thing took place, where they dumped her because she was killed at Best Buy. So here's the story. Here's Adnan's story. So we don't know if it's true, but we gonna say it's true for his sake because he needs somebody in his corner right now. He said from 7:45 to 9:15 he was in photography class, and 9:15 to 9:40 he was in English class. I have a question. How can you get to a different class in a second? So you're gonna go from photography class to English class. At 9:15, you in photography class. At 9:15, you're in English class. It's not true. He just want to be said. He just want to say he's not guilty, but you never know. Could be. And then at 9:45, Adnan calls Jay and offers to lend him his car. It's in the poster, so that part is true. We have the call log. And then the lunch period was from 10:45 to 11:15. So Jay dropped Adnan off back at school because during the lunch period they left and went to the mall. So 12:50 to 2:15 he had psychology class, but he gets to class late. Where did you go? Now Adnan goes to the Woodlawn Public Park to check his email. Has a conversation with Asia. But Adnan never mentioned it in his statement. He never mentioned that he talked to Asia ever, which was like why she was confused. She was like, "Why didn't you mention me?" I think she just wanted publicity. So from 3:30 to 4:30 or 5, he went to track practice. Now in that time period of 2:15 and 2:30, Adnan was supposed to kill Hay Min Lee. So at 6, we're gonna skip a little bit. At 6:07, Officer Adcock calls Adnan looking for Hay, but Adnan kind of confused. So he don't know what's going on.
Right here is Jay's interview. So at 11:45, Jay says that they went to Westview Mall. And for his second interview, they said they went to Security Square Mall, which is, they're not even close to each other. I don't know. Something fishy right there.
Third, we're going to the panel criminologists, the people that think they know the most.
Hi, we're the criminologists. I'm Ariel.
I'm Christian.
I'm Danny. And today we're going to be speaking on the death of Hay Min Lee. So, Jay, as of right now, has been telling a whole bunch of lies, and we're going to say fibs. So he has been telling a lot of fibs. And honestly, if you have nothing to hide, why are you lying? So I really think he has something to do with it, but I could be wrong.
And supposedly the day of the murder, Jay's girlfriend saw Anan at the library, and she wrote him a letter saying why he didn't say anything about it.
Okay, so starting off the day when Hay was killed, she had Anan called her at 12:01. That lasted 2 seconds. And then he called her again at 12:35, which was 1 minute and 24 seconds, meaning she picked up the phone and they talked for a little bit. And then he called Jay at 10:45, and then his day continued just talking to his friends regularly. And then around the time Hay is supposed to be killed is The next call was an incoming call. Someone called him at 2:36 when Jay said that he had Anon's phone, and that lasted 5 seconds.
He was supposed to be calling, Adnan was supposed to be calling Jay from Best Buy
To pick him up.
off of a payphone.
After the murder.
But it was said that they could never find the payphone and that there was no record of a payphone ever being there at Best Buy. So the story is kind of wobbly. It's a lot of bumps in this story, especially Jay's story.
Oh.
Good afternoon. I would like to call for case 3641025.
Fourth is the court scene with Adnan.
What's your name?
Adnan Saeed.
Are you ready for the judge?
Yes.
Please take a seat. All rise. The Honorable Judge Martin P. Welch is now presiding. Court is now in session. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. I would like to call for case 3641025. May you please state your name for the case?
Adnan Saeed.
Will the prosecutor present their case?
I would like to call Mr. Wallace in his name.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to say the truth and nothing but the truth, so help us God?
I do. So, Mr. Wallace, were you with Adnan the day that Hayman Lee was murdered?
Yes, he told me that after he murdered her, he told me to come pick him up from the Best Buy, and then when we went to, then I saw Hayes' body in the trunk, and then
Where did you and Adnan go after Hay was murdered?
after Hay was murdered, we went to Lincoln Park and dug a 6-inch ditch, and it took us about 20 minutes to dig it.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Will the defendant please present their case?
Can I please call Agent McLean to stand?
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help us God?
I do.
So, Ms. McLean, I have some documents I would like you to read.
Dear Adnan, I hope I spelled it right. I know that you can't have visitors, so I decided to write you a letter. I'm not sure if you remember talking to me in the library on January 18th, but I remember chatting with you.
So, according to that letter, you did see Adnan at the library that day, January 13th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why were you at the library and what did he do? What did you and Adnan talk about?
I was at the library because I was waiting for my boyfriend for like a few hours, and we just ran into each other and just started chatting like normal teenagers do.
I have no further question, Your Honor.
So, from this information, has the jury come to a verdict?
Guilty!
It's the best day, yeah. I'll figure this out. Next is the news clip of the murder.
Welcome to JOHS News. We are here to report on the death of Hayman Lee. She was found dead in Lincoln Park next to her car. We have reported suspects of her ex-boyfriend, Anand Syed.
Thank you, Sean Alexander. We're here live at the crime scene right now. We have a witness.